All right. We are on the Dream Dynasty and Funky Fit Coaches team call. Shout out to Kim and Courtney and Alex and Krista and Melissa for joining us tonight. Chris is going to be guest speaking for us. And I already announced that next week we also have a guest speaker. So next week it is going to be Amanda Townsend guest speaking on our team call, 9 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be about a few different topics, but mark that in your calendars and show up for next week. So we want to show Amanda a lot of love and a lot of support. And then a few other announcements that are going to come along over the next couple of days as well. I don't know if you guys saw, but All Access is staying. How awesome is that? Are you guys excited about that? Like, oh, epic. Oh, wine.
Valentine's Day present.
Aww.
Carter picked.
Yeah. Whoop, there's Shannon Smith on the call too. Did you just say Carter picked that out?
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
He was grabbing it this morning too.
I like that. He's starting early. So next week, team call, couple things coming up, All Access. Other than that, we've got like 13 days left of the month. So it's going to be amazing. It's going to be epic. March is coming up already. Can you believe that already? Crazy. Are you excited to talk tonight?
Sure.
Yeah? Or are you like nervous?
No.
Did you energize?
No.
Did you do a shot?
No.
Did you drink a beer?
No, I didn't drink a beer.
Oh, boring. No, I'm kidding. Usually me, I shoot energize. So. All right. Hello, Canadian Michelle.
Hey.
We are just getting ready to tap on into this. This is going to be like our Josh Coates last. Okay. Well, you need to like put this down here.
No, it's fine. Just hold on to it.
Okay, but I feel like you can't get all serious sitting like
Well, I
that.
can't get serious.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, everyone. What's going on?
Hi, Chris.
Hey.
We met Michelle in Nashville.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I just have a couple things, just like as the husband, and then ups and downs with Michelle. Daily,
Really?
weekly, monthly. I just like a couple things I just want to say is like kind of you can't quit before you even start. I have Michelle proofreader, so I'm not too harsh on anyone. I don't hurt anyone's feelings or anything. You can't really quit like every time there's a bump in the road. Like there's like family, friends, outside influences. Everyone's gonna be like, why you're doing this, why you're doing that. They kind of get like they get scared, I guess, of like you putting your life out there, and they think, they're waiting for like the criticisms and the people to talk bad about you or whatever. But yeah. So like I guess if you get mad, you get sad, hormonal. I guess I've seen that a lot of Michelle, where it's just like, oh, bad time. So like I'm a guy, husband. I don't wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm fairly private, but I don't. Some of the stuff I'm just like, oh, okay, I guess that's fine. You can tell it. But Michelle's story, your stories, like they've inspired people to change their lives. So you can't forget that. Like when you get going on your journey here. You feel amazing, you feel emotional because of it. And while you're helping others and making an income at the same time, it just seems like a no-brainer, really. So,
I feel like this was more of like your perspective of on the other side of things, like watching me go through stuff.
Yeah, that's right. It's just kind of stuff that we kind of like work through together.
Mm-hmm.
What holds you back? I know for a fact that my family doesn't really get it. Like they wonder why we share our life with complete strangers. So, and it's on Facebook and Instagram, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I usually just tell them like, if it upsets you or you don't like it, you don't have to follow us on Facebook or Instagram. You still know who we are, like as normal people. So
we're still the same old G's.
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, I guess so for the most part, they're usually like nervous, trying to protect you from criticism. It's just small things, I guess. That's all. And otherwise, most criticisms come from people that aren't willing to really expand their smallness. So they're going to criticize you because, they're afraid. they're afraid to let someone else in, and then you're helping someone in the meantime. So most of the people that you do get talking to are complete strangers, of course, for the most part, but they're not strangers for very long.
Who has noticed that anybody that's joined you is not your closest friends or family? Not one of my close friends, not one of them, not one of your family members have joined. It's all been outside market. So,
which is probably fine.
Which is what you least expect, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you think like you assume there's a friend out there that probably, could use this.
And I struggled with that in the beginning because I thought it would be the opposite. I thought it would be my immediate warm market, like my immediate friends that would join me, right? Like, hey, I'm doing this. This is awesome. These are the results I got. And then nothing. And then it almost crushed me a little bit.
Yeah, because you're so used to doing everything with your friends,
I was like,
right? Like all your other stuff, like your social stuff. You're used to doing that with your friends. Mm-hmm. You think, why wouldn't they just jump on board with this?
And I think one thing that I've learned the most out of all of this is the fact that who I thought were my closest friends, I needed to grow above that. Like, I was friends with them, but I didn't realize how much they were actually holding me back in my life, in my self-confidence. Like, I feel like now I'm my own person, and identifying that and finding that has been freeing. Whereas before, like when you're out with them and that sort of stuff, I felt like I acted a certain way, or I don't know. It's almost been freeing, but this has been like a 2-year journey for me to get to this point. But it's been like, I have zero regrets. In the beginning, I was heartbroken, but now I have zero regrets because life is so much more now. I see the true value in life versus worrying about those few people around me that have an opinion on what I'm doing, right?
Other people's opinions don't pay your bills, pay your mortgage, get you out of debt, right? That's one thing you have to remember. Whether it's this or your job or whatever, you gotta look after you, because that's just the way it is. Mm-hmm. So just don't let everybody else's opinions push you back into the corner and just let you sit there and just go through the motions of life. Yeah. So if you do that, you're not going to blossom, but you'll feel a lot better if you just move forward and do your thing. Mm-hmm. So, and two, when you're sharing your story, don't be afraid to share your story. Like, you think it might just be something small, but it might be just that one thing that's going to just motivate someone else to change themselves or inspire themselves. They could be in a totally dark place and just, totally relate with you on a certain level, and that's going to pull them out of whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so I've been seeing Michelle go through lots of highs and lows, and there's certain times a year for sure you can tell, like the holiday months, basically everybody kind of falls off. It's super quiet, and then you're like, oh, maybe I should just go back to what I was doing and just forget all this nonsense. You can't, because people are still watching. They're still following you. They're still quietly, like, you guys know, you've all been in that. You come from that situation. You're kind of, following along, and you probably follow other people's journeys right now too, and you don't even realize that you're still just following along. Mm-hmm. If there's something that they're going to do that you might reach out and just. Michelle's reaching out to all different coaches all the time about trying to figure out, different things to do or different way the market's changed. Yeah. So you just follow along and read. It's just like when you're scrolling your Facebook anyways, you're always kind of following along in everybody's life. Yeah. And until you find something that motivates you, you just sort of grab a hold of that and carry on. But
mm-hmm. And it's not one system that works for everybody either. Like, what I've learned is in talking to so many other coaches is you really just have to find your groove. Like, find your posting technique, find your inviting technique. Everybody invites differently. So I can't, nobody was able to say to me, like, you have to do it this way because this is the way it works. It was just, I had to find what works for me, right? And what works for me, it might be something different works for Michelle, and something different works for Courtney. But when you find something, don't be afraid to stick with that and just trust your gut instinct and go with it.
Generally, being the truest version of you is going to be what suits the best. Yeah. Because that's what people are going to relate to.
I was talking to Amanda Townsend today about the call next week, and she was trying to do the standard, she comes from Stephanie Chico's team, and she's very organic focused, food focused, that sort of stuff. And so she was trying to post like that all the time because that's what she thought she had to do. And then her aunt called her and was like, what the hell are you doing? And like called her out on all this stuff and was like, that's not you. Like, you are spunky. Like, you swear like a sailor. Like, when I come to your page, that's not what I see. And so she was pissed off. She was hurt when she first heard her aunt saying all this stuff to her. And then she realized that it was the truth. She was not being herself. And so she finally decided to take on a whole new role and post like as herself. So like, if you go to her page, the F word is on there. That's her. But she said she started to attract people like her now. And so, when that happens,
way easier.
It's way easier. And that's what I found too, was in the beginning, I did the standard, like, fitness sweaty selfie and food post and all that sort of stuff. And then I was like, this isn't me. Like,
if you're not really,
I used to hate fitness.
And if you're not really living that anyways, or like, it's like that phony baloney car salesman that comes out and he just spews a bunch of garbage at you and you're like, you're such a douche, right? Like, that's not who
douche.
Yeah, well, that's not what sells anything, right? Because like, they're going to see right through that. Everybody sees right through it.
Yeah.
It might not be right away, but you can tell.
Yeah. So we're going to be doing some social media stuff over the next couple of days that I'm going to help. We're going to work together as a team with that sort of stuff too, just to help people out, because some people can come in and I had to teach myself how to post on social media. So it's not something that's come super easy all the time. So if anybody needs any help with that, Amanda gave me a great idea today for what she started to do with her coaches, and it was amazing. So do you have anything else from your perspective that you wanted to share?
I don't know. There's probably lots I can share. I just, it's if you just be you, that's the easy. That's all the basic stuff. You don't even think about it. It's not complicated, or don't make it complicated. I follow a lot of coaches too on Facebook and Instagram.
I think he's having an affair on me with some of them virtually.
I don't like post on this thing.
Christina Delgado. Like every morning he's like, did you see Christina's post today?
It's because she's so real. She swears in her stuff. And
she posts, like, she calls it out. Like, actually, she had a really good post this week.
She's like top 10 elite, like millionaire club. And she's like, people are assholes, right? Like, she just says it like it is. Like, people
are assholes. Put your hand up if you agree.
Yeah.
People can be assholes. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes, Courtney.
And like people giving her shit all the time, or like post all kinds of stupid stuff to her thing.
Oh yeah, she had a good post this week about like loving hard on people, right? Like, you're gonna love hard on people, and then you get that one person that tries to question your integrity and the reason that you're doing things. And she basically said a giant F you and booted them out of her life. But she posted this on social media. Like, yeah, she was like. And so, yeah, but I think Chris is virtually having an affair with her.
It's probably because it is so real.
Because it's so real. But hey, that's such a good point though, right? It's so real that it draws his interest every single day.
Why do we watch those reality shows?
Yes. So this is a big takeaway, actually, this is very nonchalant. I hope you guys don't mind this for a team call. Feel free to chime in too. So somebody, one of the top coaches was in our Jessie Regan's call or whatever, and she talked about, think of virtual reality TV. That's what people are drawn into. That's what people want to see on social media. So she said, like, when she gets a package in the mail, if she's ordered a shirt online or whatever, she's like, you better believe I'm going live on Facebook when I open that, because what do people want to see? They want to see what's in the box. They want to know what you got, right? They love that stuff. It's kind of like, and so I tested it out. The first video I did after that was when Chris brought home that snowmobile for Jax to ride around on. And I was like, ooh, I need to go live about this because it's reality TV. So, and sure enough, like, that was probably my highest viewing video, was all about Jax seeing this snowmobile and that sort of stuff. So think like reality TV and just chiming in with like different things in your day or in your life about, sharing your heart and stuff like that. It's not easy. It's scary as shit to put yourself out there, But that's where the magic happens. That's where, like, not sharing my infertility struggles and my struggles with adoption has not been easy. Our marriage struggles, he hated the first time I posted that we separated at one point. We hated that, right?
Mm-hmm.
He does not like when I talk about that. But
Because I'm a guy.
how many people struggle with marriage, right? Our perception of marriage, right? I know. So I'm here to say, like, guess what, ladies? Like, not to you guys, I'm not saying to you guys, but I'm here to say on my social media, like, guess what, ladies? Our perception is skewed. So this is what marriage is. Marriage is work. Sometimes I love you. Sometimes I hate you. But it's just figuring out your balance with each other and your connection with each other. So,
but that's the real stuff that people want to hear, because they think from the outside looking in, if you look at somebody's standard, news feed, oh, they're so lovely, everything's so great. No, sometimes she's a maroon, like an asshole, right? She's not always just this bubbly person on team calls and on her page. It's so great.
mm-hmm. But I'm getting better at turning to my team too during those hard times too. Just share those struggles with everyone too, not just you. Oh my God, poor Chris.
I know way too much.
He's my sounding board. This was good. I'm proud of you for pulling this together.
It just took a few minutes to type that up.
Yeah. I would say the toughest part is sticking through this journey when things aren't successful, when things aren't going well.
Oh yeah. The biggest thing I said the other day, it's like anytime that you're like at your, your place of other employment, or, in your home life or your marriage or whatever. And like if you said, oh, I can't do it, it's too hard, I quit. You can't quit every day. I think how tedious that is, or how exhausting that is, even for everybody else, like that's in your life. Oh, I quit. I give up. I'm done. I can't do this. It's too hard.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get past that day, and then you get those messages. Michelle's like, she'll have those days all the time. She's like, oh, this is so hard. I had such a terrible day. And all of a sudden, boom, she gets one message that says, oh, you've inspired me to change my life. And because of you, like, you know what I'm talking about. And then all of a sudden she's like, boom, this is why I do it. All it takes is one message.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be a long post, to be a short post, just something.
Mm-hmm. And catch yourself too. Like I've noticed a lot lately. He actually pointed it out first, was at nighttime when I'm sitting there on my computer and I'm responding to challengers and checking in with people and responding to messages, catch yourself smiling. Because in those moments, you are, right? You're excited, you're responding, you're checking in with people, you're messaging people, and you're smiling, you're happy because you do love it. It's just those shitty moments where people decide that they're going to damper your, stop your parade, and they don't understand what you're doing. And you know what? They're not your tribe.
No.
Bless and release, because your tribe is out there.
Yeah. You had a hard one this week, like a full-blown, like, see you later. Remember?
Which one?
That one girl. Which one? That one girl that was like just so hard on you about all the schools, like all the new coach stuff. And then you just found out that she had blocked you.
Oh yeah. Actually, some of you were probably on that call. Actually, the one where I got on, it was the Dream Dynasty call about us leaving the nest. And I got on the call and I was like, oh my gosh, a new coach just messaged me and reamed me out because I didn't respond to her message within 3 hours. And I was actually, Scott, I was actually at chemo and radiation treatments with my aunt. So that's why I didn't respond to her message. And she had the audacity to accuse me of being a terrible leader, a terrible coach. And she was actually going to leave and go sign up with another coach. And I was livid. I responded and I was like, you know what? Maybe that's the best decision for you. And just so you know, this is where I was all day because I have specific business hours. I don't sit at my phone all day, every day, blah, 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 blah. 24 hours later, I get a response from her, email from her with a huge apology.
Oh yeah, she's a big flip-flop.
Huge apology. And so I responded and I said, I'll accept your apology, but you, like, this is going to take A, B, and C, okay? Like, I'm not your boss. I am your mentor.
She wanted you to do it all for her.
Yes. And so then I said, I'll add you to the new coach training. I went to add her on Monday.
Blocked.
She blocked me. Yep. Bless and release, baby. I don't want you on the team anyways because you are an energy vampire.
Yeah, that would have been a lot of work.
Bye, Felicia.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. Right? You get those people, and it just takes that one person, or it takes that one no that you're just like, this doesn't work. This is frustrating. But you just got to keep going. You got to find it within you. You got to find that belief. And when you find that belief and you dig into PD, I swear to God, guys, dig, right?
That's what I said that to Michelle right away. She was like going on about this, and I'm like, you need to do right now? PD.
Mm-hmm.
Get into personal development.
Just shut everything down.
Yeah.
And just go listen to something or read something for 10 minutes and just refocus. And I usually pick something in that moment. Like if I'm dealing with something like that, it's usually like, you're a badass, or Find Your Extraordinary, guys. If you haven't listened to that book or anything like that, it is amazing. Amazing. Yeah, Michelle, you've read it? Oh, like, talk about a good book. And she's from a different MLM, which gives another perspective on things, but talk about similarities, right? Like in every MLM, straight across the board, everybody deals with the same stuff. So, but I don't know, I guess finding your why, when they say find your why, just stay connected to that at the heart, right? Because I look at Jax is my why, and I will not give up because of.
Even right at the start when you were like, oh, maybe I should just get a real job. and I'd be like, what do you mean real job? I said, see that little wee person that's bombing around here making a big mess and a huge noise? I said, remember, that's part of your why. And then Michelle's like, right.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Does anybody have any questions or anything they want to chat about at all?
Me. Shocker.
Me. What's up?
Similarly to Chris, Scott came down here and was kind of listening in on what was going on. He's like, they're right, Courtney. Everything they're saying, they're right. Like, you are inspiring people and you are doing it and people are watching you. So keep at it. Being back to work this last week almost, I need to figure out how to restructure my day. I have attempted 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get up. It did not work the last 2 days for day shifts because 12-hour shifts are freaking exhausting. But I need to figure it out. I actually have a challenge group that's going on, and I'm feeling really bad because I feel like I'm not engaging on the right level. I've only got 2 girls in there. The one is a complete flake. She's gone. Like, she's in it, but she's not in it. Mm-hmm. And she's one of my close childhood friends that we talked about on another team meeting a while back, that I didn't know for sure if she would be in it or not. And she's kind of just, she's one of those bought the package, I'm going to set it on my shelf and never look at it again kind of people I'm kind of gathering. So I'm hoping that at some point she can come through. But yeah, Scott was sitting here nodding his head going, yep, they're right. Everything they're saying, they're right. Yes. So yeah, absolutely.
Don't worry about your schedule. Michelle's changed her schedule like 8,000 times since she started, right? So you're gonna figure out whatever works, and then as soon as you get it figured out, it's gonna change.
Oh yeah, of course.
As long as you have your daily stuff that you know you need to do, and then go by that.
Well, right now I'm even struggling trying to like convince myself to work out, so that's my big hurdle right now. So as soon as this is done, this has all re-inspired me. I'm doing 2.
Oh, look at you.
Well, if I don't do today, I've missed 3 this week. So I got to do 2. That's my goal.
You can do it. And that's just real life, right? That's reality.
Oh, exactly.
You're going back from mat leave, sharing that it's with your following and stuff and your groups, that you're finding your balance.
And your workout is actually your PD anyways, right?
You bet.
It's your PD. It brings you back to square one. And then you get to think about, this is why I'm doing this. I'm doing this for myself, for your little person, for whatever. Like all your whys come back. And then you're like, oh, now I can just knock it out of the park again.
I actually figured out that I can do my PD while I drive to work because that's a half-hour one way.
Oh, yeah. I love listening.
Yeah.
Poor Jax. He doesn't get to listen to music.
Give him some headphones.
He listens to stories, is what I call them.
Dave Ramsey. He'll grow up to be some sort of guru because he's listening to all this personal development at such a young age.
Yeah, but it's a struggle, guys. So just know that, like, we're a team. Like Funky Fit and Dream Dynasty, we're a team. We've got each other's backs. The shit days are shit, okay? But nobody understands it more than us. So coming into the team pages and posting it,
Yeah.
we're here. We're gonna, the first people that are gonna see that are gonna, we've got your back. We're here to lift you up. We're here to pull you out and say, like, you know,
Yeah, just reach out.
just gotta keep going. And eventually you'll drink wine and just laugh about it because
Yeah.
you're just like, yeah. Like, bye, Felicia. Like the
Like-
line of the night. Hashtag bye, Felicia.
My glass is empty. No more wine.
Oh, it's so sad when that happens.
But yeah, just stick it out.
Yeah. Gotta ride the waves. Anyone else have anything they want to chat about? Melissa, Kim, Michelle, Tina, Krista? Oh, I can't hear you, hon. Oh, no, you're mute. Let me see if I can unmute you. Krista. Okay. Okay, you're unmuted. Can you talk? Oh, I can't hear you. Maybe it's the microphone. Okay, we got about 9 minutes left. Darn it. I wish. I'm gonna guess Krista's on her phone, and I don't know how to work it on the phone. Does anybody know? Do you swipe? I think you have to swipe or push a button.
Yeah, if you touch the screen, you should be able to pop up your options.
What happens if you touch the screen, Krista? No?
To get better at reading lips.
I have to learn how to read lips. Good stuff. Oh, Krista, I wish we could hear you. I'm sorry, hon. No. That's okay. We'll chat. Anyone else? Good, good. All right. Who's got a hella belief system in them now? Like who's feeling empowered and ready to rock out the rest of this month? Awesome. Next Tuesday is all about a system that is amazing for connecting with people, okay? So connecting with people and social media attraction marketing, okay? So using those two systems systematically together. A lot of our team training has been about attraction marketing now, so we're digging even deeper into that now. And so next Tuesday, 9 p.m., same place, same time, and Amanda's gonna give us her goods. So yeah, all right, ladies. Well, thank you so much for showing up. Thank you to you for giving that perspective on all that. And
Thanks, Chris.
yeah, thank ya. And yeah, we'll just we'll be chatting to you guys in the team page. Thanks for switching to tonight too, with Valentine's and everything yesterday. I didn't want to take a time. I had my brother here. I felt that. I didn't want him to sit at home, so he came over. I made him dinner.
So romantic.
So romantic. It's like, I'm not going to intrude, am I? I'm like on what?
We love each other every day.
Oh.
Oh no, we just said that was.
Okay, we'll let you go. I love you guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.